Welcome everybody, my name is Josh Rivers, and today I'll be talking about RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars 3 Episode 1 All-Star Variety Show. If you've not seen where I talked about the entrance looks, or rather the first 9 entrance looks, I will link that in the description. You could go there, see what I had to talk about. I have another one to get into, but I did leave out something that I want to talk about on that particular video because I misspoke and I decided to edit that out. So it was about Aja and how Aja had some very harsh things said to her during her season, and the original word I used was criticism, and that's not what it is. It was not criticism, it was insult, it was very rude things being said, and I'm not okay with that. I'm just not okay with people going around saying bullshit like that. It's unnecessary, it's unwarranted. People forget that these are human people. Your words have consequences, and regardless of the fact that Aja's in a better place and seems to handle herself pretty fine, it's still not okay to say those sorts of things, and those things are still being said online, and I've seen it, and it's just bullshit. And if you're one of those people, you're just a fucking asshole. I'm just gonna say that right now. And I have zero time for people like that. So yeah, let's get into the 10th queen. So we get the reveal that Bibi Zahara Benet is our 10th queen. Before I get into her look, I do want to say, regardless of what happens on this season, Bibi is our original winner. Nothing is going to change that. You know, she goes home next episode. Nothing's going to change that she won the first season. I think a lot of people forget, or people did not watch the first season, and she had such a command in clothing. Like, no matter what she wore, for the most part, she had a power. That is an amazing trait. She wears big, extravagant things. They never consume her. It's always her wearing the clothes. It's never the clothes wearing her. And that is a really amazing trait. So I'm excited for this. What I'm not excited for and what I'm disappointed with is that we knew about it. Like, it's a whole meme right now that we all knew about Bibi, and we shouldn't have. We should not have known. This should have been cool, a fun surprise. But for the most part, we all knew this shit, and it's just disappointing that we can't have fun. Like, some people want to enjoy the show blind. Other people want to know everything that happens, and if that's how you want to enjoy the show, that's great, but I'm not one of those people. I go in blind. I don't watch trailers. I avoided the trailer at the end of the episode for the next episode because I didn't want to see what was happening. So it's just, that's not how I enjoy things. And I'm also not a big thing. It's like, oh, you spoiled this for me. How dare you? But I just like to enjoy this TV show in particular blind. And that is not possible. Granted, I think it would have been possible if I were not in the community as like someone that talks about it. Like, if I were not someone that talked about Drag Race. It is my fault on some level, but there were people, and I just have to say a mighty fuck you when I specifically said, don't put spoilers in my comment section on my videos, where I literally said in the video, don't put spoilers, where they put spoilers, and they would literally just put Bibi Zahara Benet on a video. That was the only thing they said in the comment, and it was like, fuck you. Like, I already know at this point, but fuck you, how dare you, and you know what, you got blocked, because I'm not gonna deal with that shit, and Bibi Zahara Benet got blacklisted, but I still blocked you anyways, even though that comment didn't go up, because fuck you. Like, really, if you're not gonna listen to me, and by the way, this is not a free speech zone, this is my zone, this is where I talk about what I want to talk about. I allow what's on my comment section, so no, you don't get to say whatever the fuck you want. Rant over. I'm going on too long about it. Her look, I love it. I love the look. I really love the dress. It's gorgeous. I'm surprised by the hair. I'm used to seeing her in very big hair. It's very demure for what she is, but it's classy. It's a classy look, and I do enjoy it. It was cute. And I'm excited to see her on the season because she is a great talent. So I approve of everything that's happening. So then we get the reading challenge, and I'm honestly impressed by this reading challenge. No one had like a confusing joke. Like, everything made sense at the end of the day. Every joke had a punchline. It may have not been funny and may have not made me LOL, but it was good enough. The best were definitely Trixie, Shangela, and Ben. I was really impressed with Shangela just because it was so quick and like rapid fire, but Ben definitely had the best jokes. She definitely had the funniest things to say. And she also disguised phrased it in a way of complimenting someone. And my favorite one was to BB because it didn't just read BB. It read every queen up to like season 5 because of their teeth. And I have nowhere to talk because my teeth are busted as fuck. Not that you will know, but that was a good read because it read everybody. And she won, which I think was deserved. I was expecting Shangela to win just because of the rapid fire, but Ben did deserve that because it was really good. So the girls are de-dragging and they're talking about how they would eliminate queens, and that's going to get talked about more after the performances. So we're going to go straight into the variety show, starting with Shangela. I love Shangela's performance. I thought it was a very good high energy performance. I was worried because it's a lot of the same songs that we heard before her perform, but it was completely in a different arrangement. It was completely different, and her moves are great. She's just a great energetic performer, and she did everything correctly. I would not change a thing. It was just an excellent performance. I don't really have any negatives, but there was nothing that took it over the top for me, knowing what Shangela could do. Like, nothing surprised me. Everything was what I expected from Shangela. Next up is Bibi Zahara Benet, and this is one of my favorite performances I saw for the night because, again, she just holds a power. She's mesmerizing to me. Like, I love watching her. It's captivating. That's the word. It's captivating, and it's like experiencing her culture and really presenting it to you in such a great way, and it's just entertaining. It's fun to watch. It's cool to watch, and she's doing it well. It's really nothing more than that, but like nothing took it over the top. Nothing was really out there when it came to what I was expecting from BB, but I don't think most people have experienced BB this way. So for a lot of people, this is a great introduction to BB if you have not seen her before, and it's magnificent. I thought it's one of my favorites from the night. I don't think it should have won or anything. It's just one of my favorites. And that hair. This is the hair, the giant hair that I was talking about earlier. You know, why I was shocked, because her hair is huge and it's great. I love it. Next up is Thorgy, and she played the violin, and she did add a twist to it. She did do something different, because I really was expecting just, straight up normal violin playing through to the end, but then she added the different music to it, and I thought it was great. One thing that I do not like, and this goes back to her lip sync against Chi-Chi in season 8, there was such an unnecessary cartwheel. Those cartwheels she does is so unneeded. It doesn't add anything. In fact, I think it takes me out of it for a bit. Like this time it didn't seem desperate. Last time I saw it, it seemed desperate. This time it just seemed like, ooh, let me add a flair to it. And it didn't work for me, and I don't think it added anything, and it, like I said, it did take me out. But the entire performance was good. I don't have any problems with it. Her wig, I don't know if I like the wig or not. I love the outfit. The outfit's amazing. Jumpsuit is cute as fuck. I don't know about that wig. She looks like one of those chickens. You know, one of the fur, the fluffy white feather chickens. She looks like one of those. I don't know if I like it or not. It's confusing to me. I think I like it. I think I'm looking at it now. Yes. I like it. I have to come to terms with it. I have to go, yes, it's correct. It works. It's nice. Yeah, overall it was a good performance. Not one of my favorites, but we'll get to the tops and bottoms when we get there. Next up, we have Aja, who fucking killed it. Off the bat, just gonna say that she did an amazing routine. There's just a few things that I need to talk about. First off, much like the scooter from her entrance, she had the samurai sword, took it out of the sheath, and just threw it. Why? I mean, okay, I get it. She had to vogue immediately after, so she wasn't going to hold the samurai sword. But, like, that's a cool prop to have, and you just pull, like, it was there and then it was gone, and I know it works with, like, her outfit, but then she immediately pulls the outfit out. She has, like, 3 reveals. And to be quite honest, I'm not a big fan of anything she wore tonight. It all worked. It all represented what she was doing, and the movement was great for everything she wore. I just don't like it on her body. But it works for the performance. Like, I can't deny that's accentuating the performance, because it really is. It really is putting it over the top. So those were like my elements that I was worried about that were a little iffy to me, was getting rid of the prop right away, and then her outfit, it's not being my favorite, but they do work for the performance. Everything she did in the performance was amazing. It was great. It it was beyond what I was expecting, because I was expecting like, oh, she's gonna do a split here and there. She did everything. She did everything she could. She got in the box and she jumped off it. It was perfect. And I love when that happened. The two people they panned to was Chi-Chi and Kennedy. And it was like, oh, y'all thought you were the only ones that were gonna do shit like that? And it was ace. It was pretty good. I did enjoy it. She killed it. There's nothing more to say about it. She turned that shit out. Next up is Kennedy Davenport, who, again, like the others, I love watching her perform. Like, her performances is where she shines. That's where she does the best. She does everything correctly. Like, there's nothing off with her performances. I know she flipped onto the box, which was impressive, and I have seen her do that before. She's done that before a few times. I think she did it on America's Got Talent. But here's one thing I love is ponytail exorcism, is when you whip your ponytail around, and that's like one of my favorite things in the world. I just think it looks amazing. I did not like the outfit, I will say that. I think it's more the pattern. I didn't like that pattern with everything else going on about it. It was just too much. If that was just a bit muted, if it was a single color, that would have worked. But besides that, it was a good performance in my opinion, and I really, really enjoyed it. She just knows how to do it, and it hits me in all the right places. Next up is Ben de la Creme, and her performance, it was so good. It was just so good, because I'm glad we got something that was pure comedy. And all the jokes hit at all the right times. It didn't go on for too long. Everything was as funny as the next thing. Nothing was off about it. And what I love, and I don't know if this was a conscious decision, but it does harpen back to Roxy's burlesque performance, which she won on the same challenge. So it just feels like a continuation to that. No one on All Stars 4 better do anything burlesque ever again. But I did enjoy this. I thought it was so good. And she just plays it so well. She just expresses herself amazingly. I think that's what really tops it off, is that it's like full force. Nothing's held back when it comes to Ben performing. It's all there. And it worked out for her. I'm really happy with it. Next up is Chi-Chi, and she made some wrong decisions. A lot of people are talking about the outfit and how it was wrong, and the wig. I don't mind those. I like those elements of the wig and the outfit. I think the outfit's actually really good because it reminds me of like a lady wrestler, and I just love those feelings when I see her. And okay, the wig I can understand a bit more. It was flat. If it was bigger and had an entire can of hairspray on it, it would have stayed and not got in front of her and, impeded her performance. But the outfit I'm not going to budge on. I think it looks great, and maybe some padding should have been in there, but I really didn't have a problem with the outfit. The shoe had to go. It would be one thing if it was like she was barefoot like BB, but being barefoot was part of the performance of the outfit for BB. But it was an ugly shoe, and it did not look good, and it was not good. Like, she should have had a better shoe. I wouldn't even cared that much if it was flat. Chi-Chi does have a problem when she's wearing flats, is that she looks like scrounchy. She looks short. She looks, a little bit crushed, and it doesn't elongate her like heels do. But I would not have mind if it was a flat. It would just need to be a better looking flat, because that really did not look good for her. But I thought the performance was good. She's just a good performer. She does good tricks, and I really liked it. I thought it was good. All the other elements were not that well received, and that was her big problem. Next up, we have Morgan McMichaels, and her look was the best look of the night. She looked the best that episode, and it sucks because the performance did not live up to the outfit, and it's not even so much a performance because her dance moves were really good. It's just that she played to the other girls instead of the audience, and the song was not good. Like, maybe I'm just not giving it a chance, but this was the wrong time to do that song. That should be a different time and place. Not here, not now. There's not really much more to say. There's nothing to pick on. Morgan is a great performer. That is true. That is honest. But it just wasn't here because the elements around the dance weren't good besides her outfit. And even then, like, her hair was coming out of place and little things like that, which were just not making it the best performance it could have been. And then we have Trixie Mattel, who, I love this performance. And one thing I noticed when she was performing is that the camera does something that it hasn't done for anyone else, is that it fades. It fades as it goes into a different shot. And that shot is from below with the spotlight like right at the perfect spot above Trixie. And it is some pure 1990s Garth Brooks primetime special shit. That is some country music primetime special. And I was living for that because I know that very well. And the song was good. She performs it good. She's just an excellent artist. And yeah, everything really worked. The outfit wasn't my favorite, but there was nothing particularly bad with it. She just performs beautifully, and there's nothing more else to add. It was just a really nice performance. And lastly, we have Milk. I really liked this performance. I thought it was a really good performance, especially since Milk is not known for performing. She's more known for looks, which is what the song was about. And she did do live vocals, which besides Trixie, no one else did. Whether that was a positive or a negative thing. I think it's a cool performance. It's just a nice trick. The other girls seemed to not like it, but the audience ate it up. The audience loved it from what I can tell. It was there. Like, it was there. It wasn't over the top. Nothing wowed me. Nothing, like, once the gimmick was that she put the clothes on herself and then took it off and put another cardboard cutout of clothes on herself. That's what it was. It was interesting. The song was fine, but nothing really too impressive. I enjoyed it, but I would not put this anywhere near the top. And the thing is with like all these performances is that they were all really good. Like at the end of the day, they were all really entertaining to watch. Unlike previous seasons where there's like someone that just bombs. There really wasn't a bomb tonight. Everyone made it work. Some were better than others, and that's how it is at the end of the day. Okay, so with the performances done, we have the queens that are in the top and the queens that are in the bottom. BB Kennedy, Milk, and Trixie are safe, which I was a little shocked by, because I really would have put Trixie and Kennedy over Shangela and Thorgy. I was more impressed by Kennedy's dancing than Shangela's lip syncing and dancing. Though I did prefer Shangela's outfit. And I prefer Trixie's, her music than Thorgy's violin. Even though Thorgy did change it a little and made it more acceptable for a wider audience than Trixie did for her music. Like, it's a tricky thing. I can see the reasoning. I can see the reasoning why those two were picked over the two that I would have picked. That's just how I feel. I just really expected Kennedy and Trixie to be at the top and Thorgy and Shangela just to be safe. But I guess in the end, it really doesn't matter because those two are safe anyways, and they are not winners. The two that win are Aja and Ben de la Creme, who I think deserved it. I really do think they both did the best. They were really good in their own way. And the two in the bottom are Chi Chi and Morgan, and that's what I expected, but I was also, just because of how it was edited and how it seemed the other queens didn't like it, I also expected Milk to be in the bottom as well, and it was going to be a bottom 3 instead of a bottom 2. I don't like how they changed the numbering dependent on the challenge. I rather it would be a constant 3 or a constant 2. I have a feeling next time there's going to be a bottom 3, just because how All-Stars 2 went. But I guess whatever, they choose what happens. But yeah, I think in those terms of like the winners and the losers, those were the correct choices. So backstage, we get the conversation of Ben de la Creme and Morgan. Like, if Morgan was in the winner position, she would eliminate the queen that she considered to be the strongest. And I don't think I have a problem with that. And I don't think most people have a problem with that. I think most people are like, okay, we see it, we get it, we went through All-Stars 2. The whole other thing didn't really work out well because no one really followed it. And I don't think anyone needed to follow that in the first place. So that's a whole bunch of bullshit, let's just be honest. And I'm like, yeah, that's a great strategy. And I don't really agree that Morgan needed to not talk about it. I was fine with Morgan talking about it. It makes it more clear. It makes it more where she's coming from, what she's going to do. Because why hide that fact? Why hide that fact? If you're in the bottom, there is a chance you are going to go home. So don't be in the bottom if you don't want to go home. And Ben is more on the line of, I want to do what's fair and I want to do what the judges say. And if that's how she wants to do it, that's how she can do it. Okay, that's how she can handle the situation. And that's basically the entire conversation back in the workroom. Is the viewpoint of Morgan conflicting with the viewpoint of Ben on how they would eliminate queens. So the lip sync. I should have said something because my psychic ass did not, because I had a feeling. I think I may have said it in a stream, but I thought that Anaconda by Nicki Minaj was going to be a lip sync song. I did not read this anywhere. Like I said, I don't read this shit, but I had a feeling and it was true and it was correct. I would not have picked these two girls to be the queens to lip sync it, but it worked out in the end. I love a pure comedy lip sync. We don't always get one. It's actually kind of rare to get a pure comedy lip sync in Drag Race, and that's what Ben delivers, and it just really works. It's really funny. It's really good. If there's a song to do it, that's what it is, because there's probably no way Ben could perform Anaconda sincerely and honestly as if in the same way Aja can, because Aja really does pull it off, and I don't think Ben can do that. So Ben pulled to his strengths and did everything correctly in the way that Ben did, and it turned out well for him. My favorite moment in the lip sync doesn't come from Ben though. It comes from Aja when she pulls a peppermint with a gun when she says she's gonna kill the competition. So I think that was good. I did like that moment because it was just a really good, and it works with the song. But Ben did overall win that for me. And I can say that truly and honestly. So it's Chi Chi and Morgan up for elimination, and Ben chooses Morgan to go home, which I don't have a problem with in theory, because anyone can choose anyone. I don't have a problem with who you choose. My problem is the reasoning. So Ben chooses Morgan to go home because Morgan will choose who she thinks is the strongest person to go home if she were in the top. And Ben wants to keep it in a way where they all choose fairly who goes home. And Ben chooses Morgan because Morgan wouldn't choose fairly. But because of that, Ben's not choosing fairly because she's not basing it off the performance. She's basing it off of completely, it's just convoluted bullshit, and I do not believe that reasoning at all. I believe that Ben was more threatened by Morgan and thought Morgan would perform better later in the competition than Chi Chi. I believe that is what is happening, and because Ben has said that Chi Chi probably doesn't know how to improve. This is what she's giving, this is what she's giving. I do not believe Ben at all saying that's the reasoning, because it's dumb, it's stupid, it's hypocritical, it doesn't make any sense. And just say that you want Morgan to go home. You don't need to give this spiel. Well, maybe they do actually have to give a spiel. I don't know what the producers tell them to do. But it was bullshit. It was just pure bullshit from that happening. And when I say it's bullshit, I don't have a problem with Morgan going home. I don't. You choose who you want to choose. It's all dependent on this format. You knew what you were getting into. You saw All Stars 2. This time they have no fucking excuse. They knew what they're getting into. So that's what I mean when it's bullshit. It's the reasoning, not the actual elimination that's bullshit. Because, by the way, I prefer Chi Chi to stay than Morgan. Just gonna put that out there. I really like Chi Chi. And I like Morgan too, but I just really like Chi Chi more because I identify with her more. I wanted Morgan to stay longer, and especially after watching What You Packing and seeing her outfits, because her looks were good. She had the best look of this episode. She just did. And I really want to see more of her looks, because that's what I was excited for when it came to Morgan. And I wanted to see her perform, because, season 2, it's been a very long time since she's been on Drag Race, so I just wanted to see Morgan pull it out. But she got eliminated. It's fair. It's fair. The reasoning behind it is bullshit, but the elimination itself is fair. You just should not have been in the bottom 2. If you don't want to go home, don't be in the bottom. That's my viewpoint. And in the workroom after her elimination, we get to see that there's a little peekaroo. And we also have some very fucking scary Chad and Alaska in their Handmaid's Tale outfits in the background. Scaring the shit out of me. I was like, ooh, I didn't notice them at first, and I was spooked. I was like, oh fuck, that is scary. But apparently there's gonna be a revenge, which I could have already assumed, because why wouldn't there be? So maybe this isn't the end for Morgan. Maybe it is. We don't really know yet. But that is the end of my recap for episode 1 of All Stars 3. My name is Josh Rivers. Thank you so much for listening to the Ramblings of a Clown. You can follow me on Twitter at PixelPixelBoom. You can leave a comment below telling me your suggestions on what you would like for me to talk about in the future, Drag Race related or not. I would like to thank my Patreon patrons, Thomas Is Not Okay, and Riley G, and all my patrons, because your support really does help me. If you would like to help support my channel, every little bit counts. You can do so at patreon.com/pixelpixelboom. I love you guys. I will see you guys next time, and remember to have fun. Bye, guys.